YouTube. This is Jay. Welcome to Things to Do in Metro Atlanta Story Time with Jay. If you want to support the channel, cash at me at $JAYR3240. That's $JAYR3240. I'm going to reiterate the things or some of the things in this video more than once. That's my communication style. I got a lot to tell you. This will be a continuation from yesterday. Oh, I got some things to tell you, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. And again, today is Saturday, January 24th, 2025. This is video 21. Welcome to the podcast. I label it as video. Eventually, I do plan on putting some moving images in my video. As for now, I just want to get comfortable with communicating, and that may take me a while. Old Jay is kind of slow. I'll just say it that way. Everybody thinks I'm slow anyway, so we'll go ahead and I like to take my time. And sometimes the best things are worth waiting for, and sometimes it's best to take your time. It's best to put things in a sequential order as opposed to rushing through everything, trying to be too fast. Some people got that. They can make moves, put it together really fast, quickly. They can do things. They can make it happen very quickly. I have to take my time. That's just the way I do things. If I try to rush through things, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to be a big mess. And I don't like messes. We got too many people out here now, and their lives are just one big mess. Oh, yes, I'm about to get into it. We're going to get into it, just like we did yesterday. And so this is a continuation. Like, share, and subscribe. Listen to this podcast to the end. Again, this is Jay. Welcome to Things to Do in Metro Atlanta. Story Time with Jay. Welcome to the podcast. I want to welcome everybody to the podcast, but let me go ahead and put this out there. This channel is for the millions of people that want to make it. And making it is different things to different people. Sometimes making it is just having a turkey sandwich and being able to take the day off. That is making it for some people, because I know that's making it for me. And, I'm trying to go more plant-based and everything like that, fruits and vegetables with the diet. I'm struggling with that one. Oh, man. But I try not to eat out too much, and I don't eat a lot of fried foods. Okay, if you want to do that, that's on you. I know I'm just talking and I'm just putting information out there, but I'm going to connect it all. And my channel deals with networking, technology, wellness, and fitness, and travel. And so that goes back into the fried foods. I try not to eat too much. As a matter of fact, I really try not to eat any fried foods. I did have some fried chicken yesterday. I went to a networking function at Crispy Crunchy Chicken. I went to the corporate offices to network, and I happened to meet the CEO, and I met a variety of different people. And it was a really good networking function. Again, my channel focuses on networking, technology, wellness and fitness, and travel. And so I did have some fried chicken yesterday. And it was pretty good. I'm not going to lie about that. It tasted good. Some people may have other chains that they may like, fast food chains, different I'm not going to start naming companies, but I just named the one that I went to, and that was Crispy Crunchy Chicken. And I went to the corporate office to network. But there are other chicken places. I'm not gonna name them at this time, but the chicken was pretty good. And so basically, it was about networking for me, and that was yesterday. No, that wasn't yesterday. That was Thursday, as a matter of fact. So I stand corrected. It was Thursday, January the 23rd, 2025. Yesterday was okay, I got my dates mixed up here. Yeah, I got my dates. It looks like I got my dates mixed up. So, as a matter of fact, let me check the date here. Let me check the date. I have to make sure I get that right. Oh, yes. Okay. Today is the 25th. Okay. Let me go ahead and correct that because I want to make sure I keep it all in order. So, Saturday, today is the 25th. I had that listed as the 24th. So, let me go ahead and get that in order. So, Thursday was the 23rd. Friday was the 24th, and today is the 25th. So let me go back over that. I'll reiterate, recapitulate, and inculcate. Okay? Let me recapitulate and inculcate. And so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I made a mistake, and I told you at times I do make mistakes. It's difficult sometimes keeping everything in order, but I have to do that for my own records. So, I have made a mistake here. Thursday was the 23rd. Friday was the 24th. And today is Saturday, the 25th. So, yeah, that bothers me when I do that because sometimes, and this is the reason why people's lives are a mess, because they're disorganized. You know what I'm talking about? And my business is networking. I started out networking at the age of 16. Everything I have is because of networking. It's not my education. And I consider myself to be well educated. I'm sure a lot of people do, but a lot of people, they may be well miseducated. And sometimes I wonder about myself if I'm miseducated. We're all miseducated to a certain degree. It's a lot of things we don't know. And I went over that. And we're going to go over that today. And, I would ask some of those questions that I asked yesterday. And I want you to do this research. How many brains does a human being have? And there's people, again, everybody knows the answer to that question. That's an easy one. You shouldn't even ask no question like that. That question there, that's a stupid question. Everybody knows the answer to that. I'm not going to give you the answer. I just want you to do your research and find out how many brains does a human being have. And I'll give you a clue by asking you how many stomachs does a cow have. And I think I gave the answer to that question. And all this, people, well, what is this about? People may ask, well, what is this all about? I mean, what does that matter? What does that matter? You know how you have people that, well, I don't see why it matters. It really shouldn't matter. I mean, we're not worried about that. I mean, nobody cares about any of that, but that's a stupid question. I mean, everybody knows the answer to that. No, they do not. Everybody don't know the answer. People not half as smart as they think they are. I found that out. That was heartbreaking. To find out, you think you know something, and to find out you really don't know much of anything. I mean, really take a good look. at what you know and what you think you know and what you know and how much you really know and what you don't know and what you think you know. Just really go through that. Again, this channel is for people who are trying to make it. If you ain't trying to make it, you're in the wrong place. I'm just going to put that out there. Now, everybody's welcome to listen. But this channel is specifically for those who are trying to make it. It's late in the game now, people. It's late in the game. It's late in the game. It's late in the game. Come on, let's get it together. And if you're not the type of person to get it together, you're in the wrong place. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of channels for people who don't want to get it together. There's plenty of channels for people who don't want nothing out of life. This channel is for those millions of people in the United States and everywhere across the world, multi-millions, maybe even billions of people who are trying to make it, who want to make it because you can. There are things that you can do to improve the quality of your life. And there's a lot of people around you who don't want that to happen. Because once you figure that out, they're not going to be able to feed off of you no more. And that's what I'm talking about. This channel is for those who are trying to make it. And I'm going to keep recapitulating and inculcating that to you. And if that's not something that you're into, you're not trying to make it, you're in the wrong place. Go ahead and leave. Don't even worry about it. You're not going to be missed. I just got to be straight up because I've had enough people waste my time. And I know you're tired of people wasting your time. And so, yes, like, share, and subscribe. This is Story Time with Jay. Things to do in Metro Atlanta. Living life in Metro Atlanta. Yes. Yes. I'm going to put it out there. Because not enough people are putting it out there. Some people do. I hear some people. And they do put it out there. And that's good. But more people need to start speaking up. I'm talking about the ones that want to make it. Maybe that will inspire other people to want to make it. And making it is different things. Sometimes making it is being self-employed. Other times making it is having the perfect job. Sometimes making it is having a family, someone who loves you. Sometimes making it is having a big house for some people. Sometimes it's a tiny house. Like when I was doing my networking function on Thursday at the corporate office, I ran into a guy. He sold like tiny homes. Like he was into like tiny homes. I'm not really going to get into it. Let me get a sip of water here. You know, I got to have my water, my ice water. And so I run into a guy that was at the networking function on Thursday. Thursday was January 23rd. And it was January 23rd, 2025. Yeah, you know what? I think I got my dates all messed up from that one time it jammed me up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to change that. We're going to get that together now. And Sunday will be the 26th. Monday will be the 27th. And Tuesday will be the 28th. But today is Saturday. And the reason why I know that is because I take my garbage out for the week. I have a property that I have to manage, and I take my garbage out for the week on Saturday to get it ready to be pushed out onto the curb for Sunday evening when the sanitation people come. When the sanitation people come to pick it up for Monday morning, it needs to be out the day before. I don't like to get up early Monday morning and do it. So I like to have it ready by Saturday evening. And I get it ready by Saturday evening to have it ready on the curb for Sunday night. because sometimes I have a lot of garbage. I order things from Amazon and things of that nature sometimes, and this food and just other things. We're consumers, and that leads me to another. That leads me to another thing that we're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into that. Just let me go ahead and change these dates, and let me get that organized because I like to be organized. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They're disorganized. Their lives are a mess. And then they want to come around and they want to mess you up. And, and this is what I'm saying about networking and things like that. We need to start taking networking a little bit more seriously. Just people in general. People in general. People in general. But this channel is for the millions of people who want to make it. If you're trying to make it and you don't know where to turn, because I look around when I'm out there. A lot of people don't know where to turn. I see them. I see them every day when I go out. They got on dollar store shoes. And I know they want better shoes than that. Why are they walking around in the winter in dollar store shoes? And I know they want better shoes. And I know they want a better place to live. I know they want a lot of things, and they ain't going to get it. They not going to get it until they learn to turn things around. And some of them will never turn things around. But this channel is for the people who want to turn things around and who are going to turn things around. You got to have that strong will. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to start turning this up because, look, this ain't no joke. I ain't no joke. A lot of people want me to be a joke. I ain't no joke. They got the wrong one. I am not a joke. And I proved that to people. And I've proven that to people in the past. And they didn't like what they got. And you need to start proving that to people. You ain't no joke. Don't play me for no fool. I'm not a joke. I'm not going to be a joke. You got to start letting people know. I just got to let you know. If you are tired of what you've been getting, you got to switch it up on people. And what are they going to do? All you got to do is walk away from it. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you cannot totally walk away from everybody right now, you can change the way you interact with people. What are they going to do about it? Nothing. Because what have they been doing? Nothing. What have they done for you? Nothing. And I'm not talking about people where your family are helping you and, you may be staying there or they may give you a little something to eat or y'all help each other. I'm not talking about that per se. I'm talking about in general, people ain't doing nothing for you. A lot of people don't care nothing about you. And sometimes you might not care about yourself. This channel is for you. This channel is for those people who might have lost their way because I lost my way. And there was one or two people to come along, don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. I said, oh, man, I'm not in a good place right now. And I feel like, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying. I feel bad. They were like, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. I said, I just don't. I just don't know what I'm going to do. They said it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And it did eventually become all right. But at that time, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. I want you to listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is for you. The people who have been taken advantage of by people. Yes, I know you're out there. And I know you ain't got nowhere to turn. You can turn here to things to do in Metro Atlanta. But don't come over here. And I recognize the difference. If you're not serious, and you on that BS, don't even come over here. Because I'm going to cut you from this channel. I don't want you here. If you're not serious, and I see that you're not serious, and you got one or two times to slip up and you're out of here. Because I don't got no time for that. I'm just letting you know. But if you're serious and you try, I can tell too. I know things. You'd be like, oh, you don't know. Oh, I don't say how you know. You know how people, they always doubt you. They don't think you know better than anyone else. You don't know anything. You can't see anything. I know you can't see it. I can't see it. And if I can't see it, I know you can't see it. You got me messed up. You got me all the way messed up because I can see who you are. So if you're not serious about trying to make your life better, don't contact me. I mean, if you want to listen to the channel, because eventually I'm going to have some contact information out there. I don't even want you in my chat. Don't even come this way. I ain't got time for it. I'm not like the rest of these people out here doing content. I'm not going to tolerate it. If I see you, I'm going to ban you from my chat. And if you try me, you're going to get banned. I don't want you here. If you're not serious, don't even come here, because there's millions of people who need the help. Those are the people I'm looking for. Because we can't get more of what we want. Life is hard enough. I'm just letting you know. Somebody's got to say it. A lot of people out there trying to hustle you and trying to get over on you. They done got over on you. Every time you get your money, they got their hands out in your face begging. You got to start telling these people no. You got to start telling these people no. You need to start spending your money on a new pair of shoes. Go out and buy you some new shoes. And I'm not talking about going and wasting your money on clothes. That's not what I'm saying. Because I'm at a point now, I'm not buying anything else. I got like 20 pairs of pants. And I can only wear one at a time. But I did that for a reason, because, let me see, when I got 20, I might have 30. But 10 of those pairs are for work. Because I got to do work around here. I got to empty garbage. I don't wear my best clothes emptying the garbage. I don't wear my best clothes mowing the lawn. I don't wear my best clothes blowing the leaves off the roof. I don't wear my best clothes shoveling snow. I don't wear my best clothes putting air in a flat tire. I have to have work clothes. When I'm out here doing some of the work that I do, some of it's dirty work. Oh, yes, I do a little consulting. And some of the work I do can be dirty work. I may have to, like, sometimes when I deal with food and beverages, right? Sometimes you'll spill these beverages on yourself. I got to wear boots. Because when you spill it, those dollar store shoes everybody wear with the holes in them, the Crocs or whatever. And they ain't even Crocs. They bootleg. They not even the Crocs. Because I got on some bootleg Crocs. And I got them right on out the supermarket. And I paid like $5, dollar store. That's what I'm talking about. Out of the supermarket, out of the dollar store. You know what I'm talking about? I got a pair on my feet right now because I like to be comfortable around here. And these shoes, I noticed I have some $30 house shoes, right? Tommy Hilfiger. These $5 Crocs feel better than the Tommy Hilfiger. I'm looking at them right now. Then I got some Champion. I like those. Those are like the big bulky ones. They have like that thick rubber heel. Them Champions, I got those on sale at the mall for $25. And that was years ago. And they had it on sale. The shoe fit my foot. And I was like, I don't really want this shoe. It's like a house shoe or something you wear around the pool. Like when you go into the pool and you put the shoe on your foot, it's made out of rubber. So if you get the shoe wet on the inside, it's just rubber. You just wipe it out. No big deal. Get sand in it, just wipe it right out. It's got that thick sole. And I wear it around the house every once in a while. I'm still trying to break those shoes in. For some reason, how you got to break, like they're made out of that rubber or some kind of rubber or synthetic or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not a engineer on that. Like how they, like this company, Georgia Pacific, they deal with plastics and they deal with different kinds of processes as it pertains to environmental. But I know they deal with plastics, Georgia Pacific. I'm not an engineer. I don't know what it is, but I know companies. Okay? I know companies. I pay attention. I am Atlanta's foremost leading pro networker. And I'm here to help you. Networking is the key because we're networking anyway. The thing is, you've been doing it wrong. If you're not meeting the right people, and it's not about the area, well, I have to meet a billionaire. Okay, go where billionaires hang out. And you're going to learn something. Oh, yes, if you meet a couple of those people, you're going to learn something. Because I know millionaires, and I have learned some things. And it's not always about that. It ain't about none of that all the time. Yes, it's about money. And if you got a friend that's a billionaire and they willing to, and you able to help them grow their company, yeah, I'm sure they might pay you very well. I don't know, because some people like to cheat people. So I can't say. But I would think that they would pay you very well if you're able to solve problems. And that's what your networking is about. And we're going to get into that. Just let me get a sip of water. Gotta have that water, you know. Trying to stay hydrated. And let me ask you another question. Here's a question. I'm not going to give you the answer because, you know, there's people, they know I know that. That's easy. That's an easy question. That's an easy, everybody knows that. Everyone knows the answer to that. That's a stupid question. I don't even know why you bother to ask that question. There's people out here like that, and they don't know what they're talking about. Stop listening to people like that. They're giving you opinions, not facts. But let me ask this question. What is the difference between H2O and H3O? And there's people, I've never heard of that. Well, go look it up. Because I'm not going to be giving people the answers, because sometimes you give people the answer and they act like they know. I knew that. I know that. You ever met somebody, you talking to them, you say, yeah, did you know that Harriet, you know, let me just use a name, or let me see, what's a more modern name now? Marshall, or you know, what's a modern name now that people are naming their kids now? Because I know Harriet old school. I'm in my 50s. So, you know, I'm coming from like back in the days, they was naming their kid Harriet. You know, there was some Keishas around. But let's say, let me see, let me think of a name. LaKeisha. Okay, whatever. LaKeisha. Sometimes, oh no, I lost my train of thought now, but I know I was talking about, like, you may know somebody and they may be networking and they may not be doing it right. But anyway, let's say you know somebody, right? LaKeisha or whatever. Keisha, Taisha, Maisha, Naisha, Niasia, Asia, Niasia, Myasia, Tiasia, right? Those are the names, right, of today. And you meet these people and like they're networking and they're doing it all wrong. I got to jog my memory to get back to where I was, because when I started trying to think about names, I lost my train of thought. It happens. It happens. So let's just go back into networking. So my channel is networking. It's about networking, technology, wellness, and fitness and travel. So sometimes you can be at a networking function and there are people at the networking function and they're there to waste your time. I know I'm getting back on point now. You'll run into people. It could be a woman. It could be a man. It could be Myasia, right? Or the Jarquavius. You know, these are the new names, right? I'm just gonna keep it simple. Joe and Betty, right? So you meet some people, right? And they're at networking function, they doing it all wrong, and they're just there. You're like, well, why are you here? And they say, I'm just here for the free food. And I was talking about, with the person, and that's not the way it should be. And they always have this advice to try to tell you what something is. And, you know, these are the people that you always seem to come into contact with. It's coming back to me now. And that's not how it should be, because I know, like, when I looked it up, that wasn't what it was. And that's not what it should be. Don't listen to people like that. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about. This channel is for the people who want to make it. And making it is different things to different people. For some people, making $100,000 a year, which a lot of people do not make. Do not let people lie to you. A lot of people ain't making $100,000. Yes, there are millions of people who are. But most people don't make that kind of money. Most people not making $100,000. I'm not going to even get into what I'm making. But if I get an additional $3,000 a month, I tell you what, I'm not going to be around here all the time. Oh no, I'm going to be, oh boy, Just off 3 grand, I'll be living. Oh boy, you ever heard of like the high life? And I'm not talking about using any illicit substance. I'm just talking about living the high life, like a higher level life. And I know y'all want that. And I'm here to help you get it. And I guess that goes back into what I was saying, how people will waste your time. And they always, they know everything, right? Like you ask somebody a question and they know everything. But think about those questions I was asking you. Think about it. And well, everybody knows that. No, everybody does not know the answer to these questions. That's why I ask them. It's not like how much is, well, I can ask you a question that would seem very simple. How much is 1 and 1? You got to look at how I'm phrasing that. And I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer. Because, you have everybody that knows everything. Figure it out. How much is 1 and 1? Notice I didn't say 1 plus 1. So you got to look at what people are asking and how they're asking things in order for you to figure things out. Imagine how much you don't know. And that's the point I was trying to make. There are people who come out to network. Again, my channel is about networking, technology, wellness, and fitness and travel. This is Story Time with Jay. My group is Things to Do in Metro Atlanta. Welcome to the podcast. But imagine how much you don't know. Because I'm gonna put it all out there. I'm about to go all out. Like, share, and subscribe. Help this video to go viral. There are millions of people who need this help. Everybody don't know this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody don't know this, and ain't nobody teaching y'all nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this information out there. And I know a lot of people don't want it. There's probably just as many millions who don't want it as some of the millions who do. But I know there's a lot of people out there that actually want to learn some things. I see them. They're trying to make it now. And I hope they all make it. I really do. I sincerely do. I sincerely do. I hope they make it. Because if I know them and they make it, it makes me look good. Hey, I know that guy, yeah. I know that girl right there. I know that girl. I know that girl. I know that woman over there. Yeah. She's making it. And I hope she does make it. I want to see people make it. I hope everybody that's trying to make it makes it. But I'm going to tell you the thing about making it. Knowledge is it's a very powerful thing, and networking is also a very powerful thing, but knowing things is powerful. And this channel is for the millions of people who know things and who want to know more things, because that's what it's about. If you don't want to know things, this channel is not for you. And I ain't tolerating no request from people. If I get the idea that you are wasting my time, I'm not going to respond to you. And I'm going to cut you from my channel. I'm just going to go ahead and release you. I don't want people like that around. There's too many of those people already. That's why the reason why a lot of people can't make it, because they got people around them holding them down. And that's what I'm saying. If you want to make it, this channel is for you. Listen to this channel. You'll learn some things. Hopefully that'll get you on the right path to where you need to go. You probably will go further than me, because I ain't as far as I want to be. I've been trying to make millions for a long time, and I've been failing horribly, miserably. Have not been able to make the millions. Because if I had the millions, I would probably be somewhere right now in the Caribbean somewhere, or on the way back, one or the other. Let me get a sip of water here. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a whole big world out there. There is a whole big world out there. And there's millions of people out there, or at least hundreds, but probably millions, who want to know you. There's people out there that want to know you. Okay, I don't know if that's the right top for that. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, okay, I see it now. Because, I like to cap off my water bottles just in case they fall over. I don't want any spills in here. And that means I got to take my time to clean it up. And I got enough to do. Today is garbage day. I got to, I already got the garbage out. And so I got it ready for Sunday. And the sanitation workers come Monday. Early Monday, though. Early Monday morning. I'm still in bed sleeping a lot of times. And I'm going to tell you something else. You want to know what a good hustle is? Going out, pulling people's garbage to the curb in your community. Now, if you live in one of those rough communities, I don't know what to tell you. But if you live in a nice housing community, and this is what I'm saying about networking and why things are so hard. Because we live around people that's got bad attitudes. And that ain't going to be tolerated here in 2025. You got a bad attitude, stay away from me. Don't even get on this channel. If you're not trying to do right and help others and bring yourself up and bring where you live up, bring your community up, help a few people here and there. And I know there are people that live around you don't like. I'm not saying to go and force it. I'm saying that there's always somebody you can help. Get in there where you fit in. Get in where you fit in and try to help people in this community. The community is broad. It doesn't even have to be in your neighborhood. It can be outside of your neighborhood. Because some people in the neighborhood just don't get it. And they're not going to ever get it. And they need to be avoided because they're going to waste your time. And if you're tired of having your time wasted, this channel is for you. This is for the millions of people who need somewhere to turn to. I'm here. Things to do in Metro Atlanta. Story time with Jay. I'm here. I don't mind collaborating. Just don't come up here with no BS because I ain't trying to hear it. I'm going to give you a solution to the problem. And it'll be up to you to take it. And you may not like the solution. Like some people that say, well, you need to drink more water. I don't like water. I don't like water. I hate water. I drink liquor. Okay, well, since you don't like water, don't even bother to come. But I gave you, that's your solution. Drink more water, okay? And let it be purified water if that's the best you can get. I'm not going to get into what not to drink. I'm going to tell you what to drink. Drink the purified water. And if you really want to drink the best water, they got some water. It's like $10 a bottle. Oh, yes. It's called Pana. I think it's Pana. P-A-N-A. If I remember. If memory serves me correctly. It's called Pana. And it's $10 a bottle. So if you can afford that, that's some of the best water to drink. And they serve it in all of the, in some of the, not all of the, but in some of the high-end hotels. I've seen it. And I know I pay $10 a bottle. But you can just go get a case of water from the supermarket. You know what I mean? I got me some water here. Let me see, what am I drinking? There's spring water. And I got some Pure Life. They gave me that at a networking function. And I just took the bottle of water and I brought it home. But and I got some spring water from one of these supermarkets around here. And I think it was like $2 a case, $3 a case, $2.49, $2.39, $2.29, whatever. And if you're not looking for a solution, don't even bother to come over here. If you got nothing to add to this, don't even bother to come over here. Because I'm telling you, I ain't tolerating it. I don't want you here. A lot of people don't want you. If you got nothing to add, don't even bother to come. I don't want people like that over here. Because those are the people that hold you down. Anyway, I did ask this question. What's the difference between H2O and H3O? Look it up. That's the question I'm asking for today. I'm not going to give you the answer because, you have people, they know the answer to everything. H3O, I never heard of that. Okay, well, yeah, there's a lot of things you never heard of. Yeah, but I never heard of that. Is that real? This sounds like that's something you made up. No, I didn't make it up. And somebody made it up at some time, just like they made up H2O. These things at one time were probably nameless. They didn't even have a name until somebody discovered it, like a scientist or somebody like that discovered it and gave it a name. And they're like, I never heard of that. So that's just because you never heard of it doesn't mean it does not exist. But my question still stands. What is the difference between H2O and H3O? Or H3O2, if you want to, H3O2, H3O. What's the difference between H2O and H3O? And let's get into the molecular structure of oxygen. Tell me the differences there. Molecular structure, hydrogen. Tell me the difference between the oxygen and hydrogen and what changed there between H2O and H3O. It's just something to think about. And this is the reason why a lot of people can't make it, because they don't want to think, I'm not worried about all that. Yeah, but yet you drink water all the time. You bathe in it, you drink in it, you drink it, you cook in it, you swim in it. When you use the restroom, you use it. You use water all the time. I'm not worried about all that. But it's something that's a part of your life. Yeah, I know about that. I know. You don't know anything. And those are the kind of people I don't want around here. Stay away from me. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out in the universe. Keep people away from me like that. Dear Lord, please keep people who don't know anything, who don't want to know anything away from me, because people like that will come around and ruin everything you got going on. Keep those people far, far away. And arrange it so that they can never get close. There will always be a distraction to keep them away. I don't want people like that around. And this is what I'm saying to you people. Listen to me. Listen to old Jay. I got wisdom. I'm not the fool everybody takes me for. People think I'm a fool. But I'm not the fool they take me for. I might be a fool, but I ain't that big a fool. And that leads me into another thing, with people here. It's time for some of y'all to boss up. You know what I'm saying? It is time for some of y'all to boss up. Whatever that means to you. Take control of your life. We are dealing with a few things here in America, and I'm going to name 3 things. We're dealing with a loneliness epidemic, a housing crisis, and a healthcare crisis. Loneliness, housing, and healthcare. And my channel focuses on networking, technology, wellness, and fitness, and travel. And wellness and fitness is kind of a branch of like health, care. Some people, oh no, that's not a branch of healthcare. Healthcare is when you're in the hospital, in the medical field. See, you can't listen to people. They don't know what they're talking about. I know. They don't know anything. They only have opinions. They know not what they're saying. They don't know what they're talking about. And those are the kind of people that you're around all the time. You need to cut those people loose, because this is a different time, a different era. And if you don't get it together, you're going to be in serious, serious trouble. And I don't want that to happen to you. I really don't. I really don't. I want to see people get better. I really do. As a matter of fact, let me give you today's date again, because I like to keep that clear. Today is Saturday, January the 25th, 2025. This is video 21. This is video number 21. Welcome to the podcast, because I refer to it as a podcast, and I like to go over the dates and times just to keep it in order. So like if I listen to it, I'll know what date and time it was, because I had my dates mixed up. I wrote it down. I got confused. It happens, okay? It happens to the best of us. It happens. And sometimes that can throw everything off. Like, let's just say you thought you were going to get paid on Thursday, but they really pay you on Friday. And let's say you were on vacation, right? And so you were trying to kind of like, get your, you had your bags packed or whatever, or you was about to go see your family in another area, another state, or another country, whatever. You're going to see your family, right? And you show up to the job on Thursday because you thought that was the day, like the first or the second, right? Let's say you get paid on the second. You showed up on the first to get paid, or whatever, just the fifth, whatever, the sixth, whatever. But you showed up on the wrong day, which was Thursday, but they pay you on Friday because you had your dates mixed up. Now you sitting up there looking stupid. You look like a fool. And they looking at you like, I don't know why you showed up here today. You know how you talk to the payroll manager? That's funny. That is real funny. Yeah. This is story time with Jay. Things to do in Metro Atlanta. Let me reiterate that point. I like to do that. I like to kind of just keep things in order, and so it helps me. And so you showed up to your job on the wrong day, and you spoke to the hiring manager or whoever, HR, whoever, I don't know, the boss, the manager, whatever. And they know you on vacation, so they're already hating on you, trying to see if they can get you to come in. You ever showed up on a day off at your job, they trying to get you to work, and you like, nah, I can't do it. And you know when you tell them that, when it's time for promotion and all this other stuff coming up, promotion and who we gonna cut, you gonna be the one to get cut. It works that way sometimes. It depends on the job, but you show up there, right? So you speak to the payroll personnel director or whatever, right? You speak to the payroll manager. And you say, yes, I'm here to pick up my check. And they say, oh, no, we're not paying today. We're paying tomorrow. You know it's on Friday. You say, oh, I thought today was Friday. That's what can happen when you're disorganized. That's what can happen when you're around disorganized people. That's what can happen when you're not paying it. It happens to the best of us. Happens to me all the time. I got memory issues, so that still doesn't help the situation any. Showing up somewhere and you thought today was the day, and today was not the day. And you get there and you like, wait, where's everybody? Because when it's payday, you see that line or whatever. If you work one of them jobs, I've worked those kind of jobs before. Hated that. Oh, man, I hated that. A lot of times they do direct deposit, but you know what I'm saying? Like when they used to give the check. And there's jobs that still give checks, and you have to go and pick it up. It happens sometimes. Sometimes they can email it or something now with the digital and all. We're in a digital economy now, so depending on how you're doing your work, sometimes sometimes they send it right to my email. Yep, the money hits my email, and I can send it into PayPal and this and that. But the point that I am making is you need to keep your affairs in order. Now, getting back to networking, sometimes you can go to a networking function and you see a young woman there, and she may be nice looking sometimes. Sometimes she not. Sometimes she is. In a lot of cases, she probably is, right? You go to a networking function and you see a nice looking woman there. And they start talking about all this education they got and all of these degrees they got, right? And, oh yeah, well yeah, I have my MBA. You're like, oh really? What did you get it in? Oh, I got it in digital marketing. I have it, Oh man, people are a trip, right? Well, well, yeah. So, so what did you get your degree in? Oh, well, I have it in digital marketing. I'm a marketing executive. Oh, really? Okay, okay. And sometimes it's true. Some people ain't got nothing. They're liars. But there are some of those women who are, they are well educated. Let me just say that. Let's just say it. They are well educated. I'll just say that. Supposedly, in that field. And this goes for men too. This is not about women. This is just people in general. I just happen to be using a woman this time. This is not about women. This is about people at networking functions that you're going to meet who are there. And some of them are on the up and up. And some of them ain't nothing. A waste of time. A waste of your time. Always trying to sell you something you don't need. Oh, I'm trying to buy something, but what I'm buying you ain't got. And I don't want it. So step off. But you be thinking that, but of course you don't say that. So let's say you meet a woman there and she's like yeah, well, yeah, I have my MBA, from some college, Syracuse State University. Oh, really? Oh, you went to Syracuse? Oh, yeah, I went to Syracuse. Yeah, out in upstate New York, Syracuse, New York. Yeah, I went to Syracuse State University, and I did my undergrad. I did my undergrad at BU, Boston University, and then I transferred to Syracuse State University. I applied there, and I went for my master's, and I got my master's, my MBA. It's always a bunch of crap. But I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. But the point I'm making is that these people are there to waste your time sometimes. They got all of this, but they ain't got none of what you want, none of what you're looking for. And all I'm looking for is an opportunity to network and make connections. And they're sitting up here telling me about education. Now that was a woman, right? Okay. There's some guys you would meet, and you meet a guy, a couple of guys there, so you're talking to somebody and you say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? I'm Jay. What's your name? They say, oh, I'm Joe or whatever, right? I'm Joe, Harry, Barry, Larry, whoever, right? Because that's what it be sometimes. Some of these people ain't worth nothing to you, nothing. They're just there, and you're there. You ain't worth nothing to them either. It goes both ways. But a lot of times they're there, and they have really nothing to offer. A lot of times they're just there. And this is the problem. I'm trying to give you a scenario. I'm trying to tell you what the problem is. This is the problem. We don't have anything to offer each other. But we have everything to offer someone else. We have everything to offer a company. And I'm not saying don't offer the company something, because when you need a job, and you have to go into a company to get a job. I'm not saying that that's wrong. What I'm saying is we have everything to offer someone else and nothing to offer ourselves. So you run into a person there, happen to be a guy, hey, how you doing? I'm Jay. What's your name? I'm Joe. Yeah. So what are you doing here? What do you do? Well, I'm a software engineer. You meet a lot of people like that. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Where did you go to school? Oh, well, well, I have my BS. I went to BU and I got my BS at BU. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I know what you got your BS in. But and sometimes it's real. These people did go to these schools. They got their degrees from these schools. But the point I'm making is we have nothing to offer each other. We show up to networking functions and have nothing to offer each other. People are just there. and they're there to talk about their jobs. And there's more things to talk about than your job. Like, uh do you mow lawn? Do you, what do you do, like, outside of that? Oh, well, well, I just work. I work. Oh, you know. And so the point that I'm making is that we have nothing to offer each other. That's the point I'm making. I'm not putting down people who have education. I also went to school. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to go to school, because if I didn't, things would be so much worse for me. So much worse. So much worse. So I'm not putting people down who have gone to school and who have gotten an education, especially if they're gainfully employed. That means it all worked out. And some of them do have it like that. I met doctors, physicians. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? He says, yeah, I just got off of work. I did a 14-hour shift. I was like, 14-hour shift? What do? He was like, I'm a doctor. I'm a physician. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, I work in the emergency room over here at one of the hospitals in the area. I forgot which one, but anyway. And I mean, if you see him, he didn't really look like a doctor, but then what does a doctor look like? I mean, I think he had on the scrubs, but doctors, that have that look, I'm a doctor, he didn't have that, but he probably was, probably an ER physician, because, people look all kinds of ways. Like, I met scientists, you see these people on the street, you would never think that they were doctors in science, because some of them are PhDs or whatever. You would never think that. You look at this person, you say, oh, no. Say, that she's one of the experts on, let me think of a field. She's one of the experts in chemical engineering. She works over there at the chemical plant. Yeah, she's the leading scientist working on the project over there. You like, who, her? They like, yeah, her. That's her right there. You like, her? They like, yeah, that's her. Like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. And so my point is that you have a lot of people that's got education. They are who they say they are. But then you got a lot of people that try to pretend to have education. They not who they say they are. Then you got a lot of people that have education. They show up at these networking functions, but they ain't really networking. Sometimes they are. It's different. I'm just pointing out some things. And I'm showing you why a lot of us can't seem to make it. That's what this is about. Why a lot of us cannot seem to make it. Because we go places and everybody's just there. And what they're able to do, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Everything they do is for somebody else. And some of that may trickle down to you. But as for your personal life and the things you need in your personal life, like you may need a driver, somebody drive you around. And I'm not saying that you can't find it. I'm saying they're not going to be able to help you with that. And so it's a bunch of people that can't help you. And if they can help you, they want an arm and a leg to do that. And that's my point. That's the reason why a lot of us can't make it and won't make it. Some of us are making it. Don't get it twisted. Let me get some water. That water is not as cold now. The ice melted. I like to have a block of ice in that because that keeps me awake. Cold water. And cold water is not as good for you as water at room temperature. Tepid water is better for digestion. That's just a tip. But hey, I gotta live a little bit, right? Can I live a little bit? Can I have a bottle of cold water? I just want to live just a little bit. And that brings me to my next point. A lot of people do want to live out here. They ain't living. All they doing is working and going home and surviving. I work, I go home, I eat, I go to sleep, or I eat, I go to work and then go to sleep, whatever. But they work and they go home and go to sleep. They not living. And then you got those who are living and they doing some things that may be questionable. I'm not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. because everybody has the right for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have the right to be happy. You have the right to do what you want to do as long as you're not out here hurting people. As long as you're not out here harming people, because if you do, that's gonna come back to you in ways you don't foresee. But it has a way of coming back to you, and when you least expect it too. But we're not gonna get into that. I'm just saying that sometimes you can go to a networking function. Anyway, this is story time with Jay. Things to do in Metro Atlanta, living life in Atlanta, or living life in Metro Atlanta. Because I'm all over the Metro Atlanta area, from Atlanta to Alpharetta to just all over, really. The Sandy Springs, Roswell, Dunwoody, Midtown. Sometimes I'm in the West End area, over there by Morehouse College, Morris Brown College, which is in Atlanta. There's a few other colleges, Georgia State University. I do a lot of consulting and networking with Georgia Tech and also Emory. I've been doing more with Georgia Tech here lately. Emory sent me something recently. I'm doing some consulting work, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. It was an email, and I told them that I was willing to consult with them, and I see what they're gonna pay me. It's probably not gonna be a lot, a couple of dollars, but those couple of dollars will be more than what I had. So, and then it's an opportunity to make more, and so I've been trying to get in with them for about 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 years now. And I just got in over the last 2. Started working with them. Same with Georgia Tech. I just got in over the last 2 to 3 years, kind of consulting and things of that nature. And trying to see what kind of consulting work I may be able to do. And it ain't easy either. These people don't want you. Yeah, they ain't trying to have it. One lady told me she was I think an assistant professor over there at one of those schools. I'm not going to name it, but she was at one of those. And she told me that they want you to be a full-time employee. I'll never forget it. She said, nah, they don't have a lot of programs like that. She said, they want you to work full-time. I said, oh, no, I don't do that. I got my own business I'm running. I can't stop what I'm doing to go to work for somebody else full-time when I'm working for myself full-time. I can't do it. She said, well, that's what they have. I said, okay. And I know she did a lot over there. She was helping people with housing. And when I say housing, I'm talking about being able to stay on campus while you go to school. She was running a program. I said, oh, okay. And there's a lot of people who do that, so. But she was one of those people. Some kind of doctor, she had a PhD in something. I don't know, But anyway, what I'm saying is that you can go to these networking functions and you run into a person. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jay. They say, yeah, I'm Charles, or whatever, Joe. Oh, hey, Joe, what brings you here? Well, I'm just, I was just getting out of the house. I'm just getting out of the house, I'm just here. So just getting out of the house. Oh, well, what do you do? I'm an engineer. Everybody's an engineer out here. Everybody you meet that's doing anything out here, especially when you go into the networking function. Not everybody. Some people are, they may own trucking company or they could be a chef. I met some chefs. I met lawyers. I met a variety of people. But a lot of people are engineers. So we living in a tech city out here. So you might meet somebody, oh, I'm an engineer. Okay, right. So what brings you here? Oh, I'm just getting out of the house. And that's what people will tell you a lot of times. Let's go over networking. We're going to go over networking. So there are 5 different kinds of networking. There are 5 different kinds of networking: social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. I try to go over that every time because um, I don't know who's listening to the podcast. I see, in my mind at first I thought, well, everyone would hear it and they would know what I was saying, and each one would get each podcast at every day that it, and it doesn't work that way. This may be the only podcast you hear. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the Cash App. My Cash App is $JAYR3240. Again, this channel is for the millions of people that want to make it. And I'm going to help you to make it. If you listen to this channel, because I'm going to be dropping things out here. And for those that really want to make it, you'll find a way to make it. And that's all I can do. That is all I can do. I'm trying to make it myself because I have not made it the way I want to make it. And I'm working diligently. I really am. And I know the Lord is going to bless me. And again, this is not a religious channel. I'm not here to talk about religion, but God is, a part of my life and everything. But this is not a religious channel. And so we're not going to go too deeply into religion and things and the Bible. That's not what this channel is about. There are religious channels out there, if that's what you're looking for. But I'll make a mention of God, and I know that if it wasn't for that, that's the only thing that's been really holding me all these years. And without that, I don't think I would have made it this far. So I'm just, giving respect where respect is due. But let's get into the networking. So there are 5 kinds of networking, according to my knowledge. And I know there's people who disagree with that. Oh, well, there's more than 5, and all you have to do is Google it, and it'll come up. And I know there's more than 5 because I've looked at it once, and I saw that there were more than 5. There were 10 kinds of networking, and I know them all by heart. Well, according to what I know, there's 5 kinds of networking: social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. And I do all 5. But a lot of what I do is experimental networking. But again, I do all 5, but experimental networking is a big part, and that has to do with trial and error. But we're going to go over the 5 kinds of networking. Social networking is when you're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and when you network in person, face to face. I had a friend who would say belly to belly. So face to face, belly to belly. Business networking is when you join a group like the Chamber of Commerce. Professional networking is when you join, when you're on LinkedIn and you are discussing like what you're able to do, your credentials, your background, your experience, your work history, and all of that. That's professional networking. Experimental networking is trial and error. And see, this is the kind of networking that I've had just so many. I've just failed so much. And you're going to fail because it's trial and error. And you're going to go to these networking events, and that's what I was telling you. You'll meet people, and hey, I'm Jay. What brings you out to this networking event? I'm just here for the free food. You know why I'm here. I'm like, no, why are you here? I'm just here for the free food. And I'm going to get a couple of drinks, and then I'm going to go home. That's what I'm here for. I'm just here to eat and drink and go home. I said, well, what about it? Yeah, I'm not really here for that. I'm not here for networking. Well, this is a networking event. I know. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to eat. I came for the food. That's some people. And they may not say it like that. Not everybody I meet, they're not going to say it like that. Maybe 1 or 2 people you may meet may actually tell you that. If you get lucky. And I don't know how lucky that is for someone to tell you that, because it ain't really. But at least they kept it real. I can appreciate that now. I'm not, I'll give them that. They kept it real with you. They told you why they were there. And there's nothing you can't ask for anymore. And a lot of people don't keep it real. So, I mean, if that's what they're looking for, then that's good. But you know, excuse me. But you know that person may not be able to help you in any kind of way because they're just there for the free food, and that's it. They came to eat, and I've seen people there. I've seen some women there, right? Before, right? So there was this one woman. She was young. Yeah, I usually call them girls, but then people get confused. They're not girls. They are women. They are 21 and oh, they need to be referred to as young ladies. Okay, so a lot of times, I'd be like, yeah, this girl. And then people think I'm talking about somebody. No, no, this was a grown woman. But sometimes I will refer to women as girl. They can be old. I'll be like, yeah, this girl, this chick or whatever, she was there. But I guess that's not the right way to refer to people. Depends on who you're talking to and if they know you well enough and they know what you mean. You say, yeah, I met this girl and she was nice. But okay, so this young lady was there. And she didn't look like she was doing too well. I could tell. You know how you can tell? Some people are not really doing too well. And the reason why I know that was because of the way she was shoveling that food in her face. She was eating that food like she has not eaten a meal in 2 days. And you'd be surprised, some people out here have not eaten in 2 days. And you see them and they ain't feeling right. They're not feeling good. Yeah, you don't want to mess with those people. Yeah, let me get a sip of water. Yeah, you don't want to mess with those people. She ain't ate in 2 days. She hasn't eaten a proper meal in 2 days. And that was the best she was going to get. That little bowl of food that they gave. That was the best she was going to get. And she was lucky to get that. And she looked like she needed 2 more of those bowls. Because she was kind of medium built. She wasn't rail thin, which means she probably needed a little bit more to eat. Some people need more food than others. And she wasn't too heavy, but she was like a medium size. She had a little meat on the bones and everything. But she looked like she was hungry. And I felt bad. I was like, oh, man. All I could do was just look. I didn't say anything. I just observed it for a minute. And I kept it moving. I didn't even go over there. I didn't want to interrupt her. But she was shoveling. You know how they shovel that food in their face real fast? She was shoveling that food in her face like she hadn't eaten in 2 days. And so those are the kind of people that you will see at certain networking functions. And sometimes I notice at a lot of these networking functions, some of these people are doing well for themselves and they're just tearing that food up. And some of them don't look like they have been missing no meals. And I'm trying to make sure I keep my weight down too. Because, my channel is about networking, technology, wellness, and fitness. Let me go back over the last networking category, which is strategic, and that's a combination of all of the above. So I'll run through them all. Social networking, business networking, professional networking, experimental networking, and strategic. Social is when you get on Facebook and you network or you're in person. Business is when you join a group like the Chamber of Commerce. Professional is when you get on LinkedIn. Experimental is trial and error when you go out and you network. You can either network. I networked online and I thought I was going to get some money and somehow I blew the money. Like I know a guy, he was doing day trading. He lost $12,000. Okay. That's experimental networking right there. But he's social networking, but he was trying something and it did not work. That was kind of like an experiment. He failed. Trial and error. It happens. Experimental networking. That's number 4. And strategic is a combination of all of the above, which would be social, business, professional, experimental. And then strategic, as I said, is a combination of all of the above. And so I do all 5. I just wanted to run through that. I like to be thorough. I want to make sure people do get something out of this channel. I'm actually here for those who actually want to make it. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't got to be here. Let me just give you that disclaimer. You don't got to be here. I don't want you here. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. Don't even waste your time. Don't waste my time. Because I'm trying to actually do something that I know will actually help people. Sometimes you want to do things in your life that's going to make a difference in the world, as opposed to being some kind of clown. Because we got too many clowns in the world already. And these people don't make, well, yeah, they make a difference, but it's just bad. People make a difference all the time, and it's always bad. Not everybody, but, there are people out here. Like I was looking on the Nextdoor app, and they was talking about all these people running around breaking into people's cars. And I'm like, oh, man, they still at that? And things of that nature, people coming up missing and all kinds of things. And so it's just a sad, it's a sad world. We got a lot of clowns in it. People are clowns, bozos. I don't want people like that here. This channel is for the millions of people who want to make it in the United States and across the world. And there are billions of people out there. And this channel is for you. If you are trying to make it, I might be able to tell you something that will help you make it. Because we living in some serious times. And it's time for people to boss up and figure out what they're going to do. And I know not everybody can be a boss. Because a lot of times when I'm working with different organizations and they may want me to be a manager, I don't want that job. I remember I was doing some consulting work with a company, and they wanted me to take on a managerial position or a managerial role or the role of manager. I didn't want it. I told the manager, she said, well, we're training you to take over my job. I was like, I don't want it. I don't want that job. Pulling my hair out and everything. I don't want that job. I'm just here. Let me come in here, do my time, and leave. I don't want to be here at night closing up when everybody else, they done cut the lights off. I'm still there closing up. And because I'm working in a larger building, we had a little shop in a bigger building. And the people that run the building, they're cutting the lights. All right, now, come on now. You ain't got to go home. But you got to get up out of here. Come on now. Let's go. And you still there cleaning up. Putting the finishing touches on it because you got to lock the gate, pull the gate too. Because if you don't, somebody done got up in there and stole your equipment the next day. Or whatever. I mean, you might have money in the drawer. It's not my money. It's the company's money. They know it's there. They know it's there sometimes. The manager know that the money's there. And so it could be money. And if the money come up missing, guess what? You're responsible for that. So no, you got to lock that gate. And if you don't lock that gate, that's on you. And you not lock that gate, or don't lock that gate too many times, and too many bad things happen, you're going to get terminated because of that. And they may even try to make you pay for what was lost, the damages, whatever. They may try to hold you responsible for that. So you got to be there. I don't want that managerial position because you're responsible. And a lot of managers ain't got no money. So something go down and it's your fault. How you going to pay for it? What, out of the little check they give you? The little bit of change? The scraps that they give you? That's how you going to pay for it? They might take the loss, but you're fired if. So no. I'm not trying to be no manager. I manage my own thing. I run my own little company. And that's enough for me. But my point is that sometimes you can be working somewhere and they want you to take on a managerial position, and I generally turn it down. I don't think I've ever been a manager. Let me think. I mean, for myself, yes, manager and owner. I've had a couple of companies in my life, but let me think now. Have I ever been a manager or assistant manager? I don't even think I've ever been a supervisor. I remember one time, I was working for the security company, and they had me as an acting sergeant, because the sergeant, um, I think he was out or sick or something, and like he wasn't coming back for a while, and so I was an acting sergeant. I mean, I didn't even want that. They wasn't giving me no extra money. I was still just a regular guard, but that could have led to me being a sergeant, I guess, because I was acting sergeant, right? So I guess it could have led, but I didn't care. I don't care about any of that. I really don't. Not really. Not really. I mean, you got to come up with some money. They like, look, we're going to give you a substantial increase. Okay, maybe. But in most cases, the answer is no, because I don't like, it's not to say I don't like people wasting my time, because it's not really a waste of time. I just don't want to take on responsibilities that I don't want to take on. Get somebody else to do it. There's plenty of people out here that's willing to do it. And I see these people, and they be pulling their hair out. For 50 cents more an hour. Or let me see, what was a manager? $2 more. You ever notice always just $2? They give you $2. Extra $2. Maybe $3 if you're lucky. $3. But if you're looking to climb the ladder and you want to become manager, and then you learn the business, and then eventually you become you manager, and then you may want to think about starting your own business because you learned everything about how to run that business. Now that's strategy right there. That's what we call strategic networking, because you're networking with people still. You're always networking. That's strategy. And I wanted to kind of get into that too a little bit, talking about strategy tonight, and like how you go about strategy and making your moves. Let me see if I can find that. Strategy. Yeah. So when it comes to strategic, because see, I can expound on these different kinds of networking, um, like areas. I can expound on the different kinds of networking. And as you know, there are 5 kinds of networking: social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic, right? Social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. And so when you are doing any kind of networking, really, but we're going to get into strategic networking. And I know there's people that disagree with that. That's not always strategic, because it can be any one of those. And yes, that's true. But we have to narrow it down. You know how you always have people that want to challenge everything you say? People like that are no good for you. Stay away from people like that. Like every time you're trying to make a point, they want to challenge the point as if they have so much to say, but they won't let you say what you need to say. And you're the one that started making the point, and they want to interrupt. But I know, but why don't you just get on out of here? There are people like that, and you need to put some distance between you and them, because they're holding you back. And so that's all I'm gonna say about that. I just want to try to cover as many things as I can, because again, this channel is for those who want to make it. And a lot of people are not making it because of the little things. There's too many little things that's preventing them. Like they have people in their way that's stopping them and preventing them from making it, because they're around all the wrong people. You just got to kind of limit your time with them and get around some better people. And in some cases, you might have to cut them off altogether. Some people are just no good for you. And if you're trying to make it, you're going to have to let those people go. They're never going to be any good for you. But anyway, getting back into like strategic networking. When you are doing strategic networking, you got to know how to end things. In other words, don't hang around your job too long. When you're done there and you want to hang around and shoot the breeze, you shouldn't do that. You got to have an exit strategy. And sometimes when you get all you can get from a company, you need to have an exit strategy because it's all you can get now. You may need to go ahead and find something better or move up. But you got to know how to end on a flare and move on sometimes. It's not all the time. Sometimes you'll stay as long as you can. But when the time comes, you still must know how to end on a flare. You got to have an exit strategy. A lot of people don't know nothing about that. That's strategic networking. See, I'm going to start expounding and flowing into and out of the different kinds of networking. And let's go over the 5 again. Social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. I'm just going to stick with these 5. I'm not going to, there may be 15 kinds of networking, right? I'm going to stick with these main 5. Because we don't want to overshoot the mark. And that's another thing. Sometimes you gotta make sure you hit the bullseye. You got to hit the target. You got to hit the target. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit the bullseye. You don't want to miss it. You need to hit the target. You need to have a goal or a target. And you need to be able to hit that target. And hanging around with the wrong people is not going to help you hit that target. You know, you stay for the time you need to stay, and then it's time to leave. You got to know when to end things and end things on a flip. They call that an exit strategy. And that is part of strategic networking. It gets into other things too. But we're talking about strategic networking right now. We're not talking about those other things. We're talking about strategic networking. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You remember that song? I don't know if you remember that song. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You remember that? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Let's go over that again. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. That's your strategy when dealing with people. I don't care what kind of people they are. You better know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Because every closed eye ain't sleeping, every goodbye ain't gone. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the same thing as knowing when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. There was a song by a singer. I don't feel like naming his name and everything. I don't be naming people names. This is my podcast. The only name should be thrown around here is mine, and I'm Jay. And this is Things to Do in Metro Atlanta, Story Time with Jay. That's another thing. Stop naming everybody and start naming yourself. How you think they made a name for themselves? They first made a name for themselves. You need to make a name for yourself and stop naming everybody and trying to, Joe, he said this and this. Yeah, he's a celebrity. Yeah, I know him good. I know him well. And I don't know him. I just watch him on TV. I see him. I stream him. I watch all his videos. I watch, how you got these celebrities. I watch all his music videos. Yeah, I see him. I know him. I know him from TV. I don't know him. Yeah, you need to get to know yourself. That's why you haven't made it. You too invested in somebody else. That's why I don't want to name names. I may name names on occasion. Like I may name someone on occasion like, oh, so-and-so is a billionaire. Yeah, I may do that on occasion to make a point to tell you how much I don't want to be like that person. I want to be myself. Whether I become a billionaire or not. And I don't really want to be a billionaire. I don't want to be it. I don't want to do what they have to do to get it. Now, if I win the lottery for $1 billion, mega millions, mega billions, or whatever it is, okay, fine. That's nice, because I just played the numbers and it happened. Okay, yeah, that is okay. But all that wheeling and dealing they do now, I don't want to do it. I'm not trying to do it because I don't know what they do. And I don't want to know what they do. I don't know what they do, and I don't want to know what they do. Because to make $1 billion, you got to do something. And I don't know what it is that they do. And I don't think I want to know. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know what billionaires do. Now, I know a lot of them may have like real estate conglomerates and things like that. And I'm for that. I'm for solving some problems and the housing issue and things. But no. No. I don't need that amount of money. I don't need $1 billion in assets. A couple of million maybe. Because I'm going to mess around and flip that. I'm going to flip that. And we're going to liquidate some of that. And we're going to expand. Because it's about expanding. But some people, they got too much. They too fat. They got too much. And I don't need it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not against people doing whatever they want to do. But I know to become a billionaire, you got to do some wheeling and dealing. And that's not for everybody. And that's why I don't mention these people's names. This is my podcast. Not so-and-so or whoever. Or Joe, Smitty. This ain't Smitty podcast. This is my podcast, Jay. This is Things to Do in Metro Atlanta, Story Time with Jay. This is my podcast. I want to keep it about me and what I'm trying to do, and the people who may not have made it or may not be able to get the things they want. We can discuss how you can get some of the things. More of these billionaires need to start trying to teach people that. And some of them, they talk a little bit, because I watch some of them sometimes. I do, on TV. Sometimes I don't know what they talking about. Is it me? Or when you listen to billionaires, do you actually understand? I listen to more than one, and sometimes I just can't get into what they're saying. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know. I'm trying to sit there and listen. And some of it I get a little bit. And then there's some of it is like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't understand what they be talking about sometimes. And I know it's not because I'm that slow. I know there are people that would disagree. Jay, you're probably slow, man. That's the reason why you don't get it. You're probably just slow. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I just don't understand what these people be saying some of the time. I just don't get it. They be talking, right? Their lips be moving. And words are coming out. But I don't understand what it is they talking about. Some of it I do and some of it I don't. But let me go back into what I'm saying. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Every closed eye ain't sleep, and every goodbye ain't gone. So there's people in your life, you may think they sleeping. And these people are paying attention to you. They're watching you. They ain't sleep. And there's people in your life, I'm out of here. You ain't got to worry about me no more. And they're going to come right back. Because every goodbye ain't gone. Every closed eye ain't sleep. Every goodbye ain't gone. And this has to do with strategic networking. They got a strategy. And a lot of people are networking, whether they know it or not. You're just doing it all wrong. That's why you can't get nowhere. It's time to boss up, take control of your life. And again, not everything's about being a billionaire. It's nice to have more than enough money. It is, because that's the way the system is. It's about the money. It's nice to have more than enough money. Because if you don't have enough money, oh boy, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to feel the cold. And I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like not to have enough. I still don't think I have enough. I need more. And when I get it, I tell you, I'm gonna be out of here. I ain't gonna even be sitting around here all the time. I'm gonna be up out of these here United States. I'm going somewhere where it's warmer. I'll be traveling more in my company, LifeWave. As a matter of fact, let me give you my website. My website is lifewave.com/Jay Baresi. That's lifewave.com/JayBaresi. Check out my website. I have a stem cell activation patch distributorship. These patches are about wellness and fitness. And so we're in 81 countries around the world. So I actually like working with this company. You know, I like this. This is the kind of work that I like to do. And if I can get more money, I'm working on it now. I don't plan on being here all the time. I plan on moving around because I like to go to warmer places where it's warm. You have a lot of fun. You meet people. It's fun. People actually acknowledge you. See, here in the United States, we're dealing with a loneliness epidemic, a healthcare epidemic, and a housing epidemic. That's the problem right here. And this is what your networking should be about, solving some of these problems, not coming to networking functions talking about your job. Nobody cares about your job. They only care about it when they work in the same job and they see that you may be able to solve some problems on the job and work together a little bit to help get some things done. Then people, will care. But if they don't work in the same field as you, nobody cares about any of that. Just like you don't care about somebody else's job. They tell you, well, yeah, I'm an auto mechanic. And you're like, well, my car don't need fixing right now. But if it do, I will call you. My car don't need fixing, but if it does, I will be sure and give you a call. And maybe you have another mechanic you want to go with. Maybe you're not going to call that mechanic. Nobody cares about any of that. They only care about, people care about like what you can do for them. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, like, oh, you're supposed to get out and do things for people. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying that we need to be a little more cooperative with people who may be the kind of people that we don't mind helping, or the kind of people we don't mind to help us. Because I don't want everybody helping me. Sometimes I turn down help. I remember I was outside of the Ritz-Carlton one time, and I had my car. This was some years ago, and I was looking for a parking space in the Midtown area. I do a lot of business in the Midtown area. I do a lot of networking in the Midtown area. Actually, the Ritz-Carlton is downtown. Ritz-Carlton. I have a video on my TikTok, I think, about the Ritz. I made a video. Like, I do some content sometimes on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. And so I had a video about the Ritz-Carlton. And I was networking at the Ritz-Carlton that night. It was like a little event they had. I decided to go. And so there's a parking lot across the street. See, parking is a big issue too. And that's another problem people have. And if you can solve that problem, you can make millions. But you're going to have to get your permits. You might be able to make millions, but I know you'll make tens of thousands. That's an issue. Parking, driving, and people can't drive out here. It's bad in the metro Atlanta when it comes to driving. A lot of people are reckless out here. They need to do something about that. They really do. But that's another story. So I'm at the Ritz-Carlton, right? So these two guys, right? They were dressed. They had on hoodies and everything. And they were slovenly, bummy. They were kind of bummy, kind of dirty looking. And, they were trying to set me up. And so, I had pulled in to the parking lot. And these guys was like, hey, you're parking your car? I say, yeah. You don't have to park here. It's expensive over here, because it was $15 for, like, I guess the night or a couple of hours or something like that. I know it was $15. They wanted $15. When with the meter parking, you might be able to pay like $3 or $4. Some places are $3 or $4. But anyway, it was $15. And there's another spot down there that's $26. And this was back in the day. I don't even roll like that now. I do Uber now. I do Uber because I can do that. And that's what I'm saying. We need people out here that's going to solve problems, because we got problems that need to be solved. And if you can solve that problem like Uber does and Lyft, you make money. You can make some serious money. And this is what networking is about. Social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. I'm going to keep coming back to that. So anyway, they were like, you don't got to park here. Follow us down here. Down here, round there. And it was dark over that way too. Come on down over here. We're going to help you. We're going to help you. I said, nah, man, I'm good. See, that's the problem with you N-words. Every time somebody try to help you, y'all always get an attitude. And my point is, I don't want everybody's help. You got to be careful about that. But we do need people who will take networking more seriously and try to solve some of the problems in the world. And you'll be able to get paid for it, because people have to pay for those things. That's not free. They come up with a parking lot, you got to pay to park in it. They come up with a new medication that you use, you have to pay to buy that medication. They come up with a new app, like TV for streaming and this, that, and the third. In some cases, you may have to pay for that to watch the movie. Sometimes they let you have it for free. And other times they may give you a free trial and then start charging you, billing you later on, like 30 days free. The first month is free. And then somebody offered me something like that, first month free. And then you sign up. I don't want it. I don't want what I don't need it. I don't sign up for everything. But my point is, come on down here. You can park over here. It's only $6 over here. But I was going right across the street into the Ritz-Carlton, where they had the people standing outside to receive you, and you walk in. Hello, sir. How are you doing? And they open the door for you. Thanks for coming to the Ritz-Carlton this evening. Have a good night. That's what I like. I'm not going way down around that corner. I don't know who's around there. Anything could have happened to me. And it was two guys, and they were in hoodies, and they were dressed kind of bummy, dirty looking, and they were trying to set people up. And there's a lot of that going on in the metro Atlanta area and all over the world, really, but there's definitely no shortage of that in the metro Atlanta area. That's why I'm very careful about the kind of people that I want coming into my life, the kind of people that I network with on a day-to-day basis. And if I get the feeling that you're not the right person, I'm out. I don't want you around me. And I'm going to find a way to get you from around me. There's ways of getting people up off you. And again, I'm no professional wrestler. I'm not none of that. None of that. I'm none of that. But I don't want those kind of people around me. Because people like that are dangerous, and they're only going to bring you down. And if you got people like that around, you got to cut them off. This is a different time now. And you're never going to be able to make it until you cut those people off. You got to cut them loose. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Jay. Things are doing Metro Atlanta. Story time with Jay. I'm just saying, we're getting into networking here. And let's go over it again. Social, business, professional, experimental, and strategic. And we're talking about strategic networking and using strategy. Because they were trying to set me up. And I'm like, I'm not going down there. I'd rather pay the $15 and walk right across the street, because they wasn't going to do much with everybody standing out there like that. I mean, you know, that time when something like that happens to you, somebody really wanted you. When they, like, you know, all these people around and somebody just roll up and do something to you, they really wanted you. I don't know. I can't say why, but I just know they really wanted you. But a lot of times, when you are in a situation like that and you got everybody standing right there and the people running the hotel, they out there to open the doors, a lot of times not much is going to happen from the parking lot to from the parking lot to the hotel. Not a lot's going to happen to you. But if you start going down around corners where it's dark and you don't know where you're going, anything can happen to you over there, and no one's coming to help you. You just got caught out there. You done got hoodwinked. Oh, so I'm going to wrap this up. But remember what I said. Every closed eye ain't sleeping, every goodbye ain't gone. You know what I'm saying? This is this is Jay. Things to do in Metro Atlanta, story time with Jay. And my channel focuses on networking, technology, wellness and fitness, and travel. And on that note, until next time, take care.